Welcome. Thanks so much for joining us on the Owatonna Today Show. I'm Deb Gillard, your host of the program. Today is Leap Day. We get once every 4 years, February 29th, and we are very glad you're with us on this Leap Day on the Owatonna Today Show. I don't know if anything in particular is supposed to happen on Leap Day. I don't know if there are any superstitions or things involved in that, but we hope you're having a good one. And if you've got a birthday that you get to celebrate once every 4 years today, well, happy birthday to you. We want to remind you, of course, that you are viewing us on Charter Channel 8 cable TV in the Owatonna area. We have been on Blip TV for quite some time. We want to let you know there are a couple other avenues that Leanne has just added for you to watch the Owatonna Today Show outside of the cable viewing area here in Owatonna, or in addition to. We have been on blip.tv. An easier way maybe to get there and get right to our page is actually to go through Google, Owatonna Today Show, and then you will get right onto the Owatonna Today Show page on blip.tv. We are also now on YouTube. You can search for us there. And we are on Facebook, facebook.com/Owatonna Today Show. And once you're there, you can like us. And then, of course, you'll get any updates that we have for you. So we're moving ahead in the social media, and we're glad that we are out there for all of you to take advantage of, or to let somebody else know that there's a way they can watch the Owatonna Today Show. We, of course, welcome your feedback as well, information on guests and show topics. You can get those to us if you'd like to, or ideas for those and information that we pass along at the end of the program. Check out our email address on the screen or our cell phones throughout the course of the program, and we're happy to get your info as well. For today's program, we're going to be in studio, and our first guest is going to be Kris Busse from the City of Owatonna with an update, things that are happening there, one of our regular guests, of course, and show supporters. And following that, we'll get to meet the new director of WePals Childcare, and her name is Jenna, and we'll be getting to know her a little bit better later on in the program. So we'll take this break for our supporters, and we'll be right back. Stay with us.
Hello, I'm Shawn McNulty with the Sterling House Assisted Living, a part of Brookdale Senior Living. Our mission is to enrich the lives of those we serve with compassion, respect, excellence, and integrity. We are a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, I'm Dr. Beth Giltvet of Horizon Eye Care Professionals, eye care you can trust. We're proud supporters of Owatonna Today.
Hi, I'm Glenn Mager, owner of the Brick Mager Funeral Home and the Medford Funeral Home.
And I'm Tim Thomas. Together, Glenn and I are most competent in serving families of all faiths and embracing the wants and needs of each family that we're privileged to serve.
We are proud to be a part of the Owatonna Today Show.
Welcome back. Thanks again for joining us on this February 29th. How are you, Kris?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good. It's always a pleasure to have you here on the Owatonna Today Show. And a pleasure to have you as a supporter, of course.
Well, thank you. It's always fun to be here and give you updates on what's going on in the city.
And that's what we're here to talk about. I know the main thing that we want to talk about today is the strategic planning that is going to be happening for the City of Owatonna. You've done planning sessions like this before.
Right. It's an important time for us to sit down as a group with the City Council and the department directors and, kind of map out our strategy for the coming year. This actually is going to be happening tonight on third floor of the fire station. These are all open to the public, of course. Okay. We are doing something a little differently this year. We have Mark Fritsch, as you met and your listeners a while ago. He's our new OPU general manager. Yeah. He has a background in, as a consultant, in planning and advising on strategic plans and things, and so he's going to be helping us this year and being our facilitator for our strategic plan.
Oh, well, what a great move. So he's fairly new to our community, but his background is very important, so he's kind of tied in a couple of ways.
Right, right. He has a lot of great experience in the private sector as a consultant. So, and it's always it's one of those things where it's nice to have a facilitator instead of me also participating in being the facilitator. Sure. It makes for a different. It allows you to have some. Be a participant and not have to.
And let somebody else kind of run the show. So
right. So
it's happening, and what is on the agenda for things that need to be looked at for the strategic plan? What are they important?
Well, this year what we're doing, obviously you always start by looking back, see what you've accomplished last year, where you're at with your goals, checking in with the departments on getting their input on issues and concerns that they have, looking at their areas. And so this year we want to take all that and put together a 3-year plan, not just a 1-year plan.
Okay. Okay.
You know, it's something the council has wanted to do and has said to me that, you know, and unfortunately it's kind of been that way where we've had to react to so many things with, you know, LGA cuts and, you know, floods, and we've been kind of just bogged down in what's happening this year and trying to get through this year.
Right.
This year we want to take a longer view and, you know, look out 2, 3, maybe 4 years and see if we can't put some of our major themes and concerns into place.
Okay. Now, who all takes part in the strategic? Do you have people there from every department of
Yes.
the city? City council members?
Yep.
Yes, yes, yes to all the
Yep.
above?
So we have Mike Johnson, our fire chief, Keith Hiller, our police chief, community development director Troy Klecker. We'll have, I think, Bill Peccary from engineering. We'll have Mary Kay Feltis from the library,
Okay.
Rhonda Moen from our finance department, and am I forgetting anybody? Police, fire. So we're all there, gathered together, along with the entire council, and Mark as our facilitator. So
Okay.
it's going to allow us. We're starting at 4. Going to wind it up, have a working supper. Probably be winding up about 8:30.
Okay.
So just taking an intense view in planning.
Okay.
So we've done, in order to do it in such a short time, we had to do some pre-work, of course. And so we had everyone who's participating fill out a questionnaire about, you know, kind of a SWOT analysis, your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. So we've done all that ahead of time. Mark and I have met and reviewed that information and put together kind of a head start, if you will, on our planning process, putting that information in a summary format for everyone to look at starting this evening.
Okay. So a little bit of prep going into this so you can really hit the nitty-gritty once you get into the session itself.
Well, and this also gives us a natural opportunity to review the city's mission, guiding principles, you know, making sure that that doesn't need to be tweaked or that we're following it in everything that we do going forward. So,
Okay. What are some of the main points do you think you'll be touching on?
Well, you know, I think obviously the theme is a couple of themes after this pre-work. Communication is very important. The mayor and I were speaking that, you know, engaging the public, looking for new ways to, you know, to reach out to those folks.
Okay.
You know, our public hearings we're required to do, and we do them, but, you know, we don't get a lot of great participation that way. So social media, you know, is there other ways that we can do to really reach out to the general public and make sure that we're getting their input?
Okay.
You know, we're starting with some different things. We've done the coffee with the council, and, you know, and that's been a really nice way to connect with people informally in a, you know, a non-stressful situation. Some people are intimidated going to the council meetings. It's very formal, and, you know, it's just a lot of stress on them. So, you know, we want to look for those other opportunities to engage the public and, you know, brainstorm how we can do that better.
And it's probably important, too, you want to involve everyone. So, you know, when you mention things like social media or coffee with the council may hit a certain segment of the population that's comfortable doing that or has the time to do it.
Right.
You're talking about social media, you may be talking about a very different segment of the city population that is very familiar with that. That's a very, very much a comfort level for them to communicate that way and to engage. So that should be really interesting what you end up brainstorming and talking about along those lines.
Oh yes, absolutely. You can really see the difference. You know, even newspapers, you know, younger people are not reading the newspaper as much as, you know, people our age and above. So we think there will be definitely different avenues, different ways to talk, to engage the public, and we need to find those out.
Some really, really good information. Any other things that kind of come to mind that you're going to be
Well, you know, lean,
forefront?
operating, you know, the continued pressure on budgets, so lean process, you know, really focusing our investments, and that makes planning all the more important to be strategic in our investments and make sure that we're hitting those most important things with those limited dollars that we have.
Okay, well, that continues to be an issue, and you know, it doesn't hurt for any of us to remember that that's a good plan to be lean and operating efficiently in the not so good times, but it carries over into the good or the flush times as well.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't hurt to have those systems in place, even if, for instance, some of the LGA would come back, or you know, some of the things that I think are hoped for. So any big sticking points or things that you think will. It doesn't seem to me that there are any on the horizon that are going to cause any controversy or anything having to do with the city and the planning.
You know, I think just, you know, actually determining the priorities probably will be an issue for discussion. You know, everyone has a different idea of what should be most important and the city should work on. So I think there'll be some healthy discussion on that.
Well, it sounds like it'll be a very, very productive meeting, and certainly a great plan to not only take it for the next year, but then out a little bit further, and we'll look to hear more information about what happens maybe next visit, kind of what happened from the strategic planning session and what you're looking at. Let's just take a minute here at the as we right before we wrap up to talk just a bit about the deer management. Maybe some questions still going on in the community that people may have. So if you kind of want to give us an update there.
Sure. Yeah, we had our second hunt this last week, I believe it was. And, you know, it's been a long time in coming. We've had a number of complaints from folks. I mean, it started way back a couple of years ago. We started with an ordinance to ban deer feeding, and we tried that for a year. It really didn't work. And then, you know, listening to our public, and in certain areas of the city, these deer are very concentrated, and they are quite a nuisance. And so, working with the DNR, they did a study to tell us how many should be removed, should be culled from that herd. They came up with 15. And so we are, you know, based on their recommendation, working to remove those deer and hopefully get the deer not so comfortable in the city and moving out into the other areas so that we don't
change their habits a little bit, so they'll be moving and not.
Yeah, I think a notion is that with the deer hunt, that would manage the deer within the city, and they don't. They're in the city and they don't leave because they know they're safe there. So we want to kind of upset that thinking a little bit, and you know, get the herds down to a manageable level.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's good to know. And so there's a little bit left to do.
A little bit left to do. Yeah.
Maybe a couple of numbers here that they have to hit. But okay. Well, thank you for that update. We appreciate it very much. And thank you so much for coming on the program, as always, and giving us an update. And again, we'll look forward to seeing you again and hearing more about the strategic plan and anything else that's happening with the city.
Very good. I'd be happy to come back.
City Administrator Kris Busse, thank you very much for joining us. We'll take a break for our supporters, and we'll be right back.
I'm Diane Wilson of Profinium Financial, the bank that helps you achieve your financial dreams. Profinium Financial is proud to be a supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
The Owatonna Police Department would like to remind you to drive safely this winter season. Clear all snow and ice from your vehicle's windows before driving on the road. Turn on your headlights to increase your visibility to other drivers. Reduce your speed to match the road conditions. Increase the distance between you and the vehicle ahead of you. Approach all intersections with caution as if they were slippery. Doing these simple things will decrease your chances of becoming involved in a fender bender this winter season.
Hello, I'm Dr. Wilbert Pino, and I'm the new orthopedic surgeon at the Mayo Health System's Owatonna Clinic. I'm a general orthopedic surgeon who relocated here with my family starting January 9th. My areas of specialty are pediatric and spine surgery, and I do general orthopedic surgery as well. I look forward to meeting you and be of service to you if you have any orthopedic needs.
Hi, I'm Brenda Bednar with Summit Mortgage, and I'm a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
I needed more than just another dead-end job. I wanted a career, so I expressed myself.
With the kids off to college, I decided it was time for me to go back to work and express myself.
Express got me in touch with some really great companies. Now, I'm on my way to a great career.
Express Employment Professionals is in contact with thousands of companies in need of quality employees. Come in now and get the job you deserve.
Express yourself today.
Hola, mi nombre es Alonso Hernández. Nada más quiero recordarles que el mes de marzo va a ser el Food Share Month. Por favor, vengan y ayúdenos el 19 Anual Hometown Sampler en el concierto del Little Teatro de Owatonna en marzo 2, 3 y 4 para beneficiar el Steel County Food Shelf. Vengan al músico offering del Bad Tangerines, the Gogos, the Hat and Butter and 5 Mile Band. La misión del Hometown Sampler es para que donen en efectivo y donaciones de comida para el Steel County Food Shelf. Nuestro goal es juntar $92,000 durante el mes de marzo. Por favor, vengan y ayúdenos para que atiendan el Hometown Sampler.
Welcome back. Thanks again for joining us on this Wednesday, February 29th, Leap Day, and we welcome Jenna Herzog. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Oh, I'm so glad to have you here. We were talking. You had been previously here for Big Brothers Big Sisters, so we're going to find out a little bit more how your path came to be, where it is. Yep. So if we can kind of go back to square one, born and raised here in Owatonna, right?
Yep. I grew up in Owatonna. I graduated from OHS in 2003. Went off to college for a few years, 5, and moved back. You know, I always kind of wanted to come home, get married, and raise my kids in Owatonna. It's a great community. So.
It really is.
Yep.
I know. We hear that a lot. And you studied what in college?
Social work, actually.
Okay.
And right out of college, got a job at Big Brothers Big Sisters of Southern Minnesota, which couldn't have asked for a better experience right out of college. I was the marketing and recruitment director for 4 years. Learned a lot about how nonprofits work and budgeting and you know, the recruitment side of it. And then the opportunity came open at WePals Child Care Center to be the executive director, and threw my hat in, and I think it's going to be a really good fit for me.
So you didn't have to come far to our studio.
No.
Of course, you're right. She's right downstairs. We're in the same building and up here in our little studio and on the second floor. And you've been at work now at WePals for about a month?
1 month.
Okay.
Yep. So don't quiz me too hard.
I think you knew a lot. We were talking a little bit ahead of the program too, and we were just chatting. WePals has been around for 41 years in the community, correct?
Correct, 41 years. So it's kind of nice to come into an organization that's, you know, so established and works so well that don't have to come in and make a ton of changes.
And it started small. We were actually picking Leanne's brain here a little bit too, because she actually worked for WePals once upon a time back in the, well, we won't say when, but back a number of years ago. And I'm sure it started quite small,
right?
And grew and encompassed another building here on the West Hills campus, and then eventually moved where it is now in the building that people know as the Little Theater Building and all that kind of stuff, or WePals building for that matter, and has been here ever since. We were thinking in the early 80s, probably.
The year I was born, actually.
The year you were born, you young girl, you, yes.
Yep, and now we have 5 classrooms here in this building. So.
Very nice. And let's talk a little bit then in general about the WePals program. Encompasses ages from what to what?
We have children at WePals ages 6 weeks all the way up to 4th graders.
Okay.
We have a half-day kindergarten program and then an after-school program.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, we have our baby room, which we call Teddy Bear Corner, and that's 6 weeks old to 16 months. So that's a fun room to be in. And then we have our toddler room, which we call the yellow room, and they're in there until they're about 3. Then they move into our preschools. We have our green room, which is our 3-year-old preschool, and our rainbow room, which is our 4-year-old preschool. So kind of move up the chain as they get older.
And what kinds of things are they doing in the baby room? You know, they just do what babies do. But as they move up into the toddlers, what kinds of activities and things are planned for their day?
Once they get into our toddler room, we try to start showing them how it is to work on a schedule. They do arts and science in the morning. They go down to the lunchroom during lunch. They have more structured playtime. And then once they get into our preschool rooms, we actually have a curriculum called the Creative Curriculum, and that's a lot of learning by doing. So they have their math, science, social studies, and reading time, and it's a lot of hands-on projects, you know, a lot of very intentional lesson plans. So
and then the kindergarten program?
The kindergartners come, it's the children who attend schools that have half-day kindergarten, so they go to their normal kindergarten in the morning, and then they come off the bus around noon. And then the teachers in that room kind of tries to follow what they're working on at school and expand off of that. Our particular teacher in there, her name is Tiffany, and she is definitely a bookworm, so she's really you know, passed along her passion for reading to those kids. They do a lot of reading in there.
Oh, that is wonderful. So I know there's been talk in the school district, if new buildings and new expenditures had happened, they might go to full day, but this is a great option for people to expand their child's kindergarten day.
Exactly.
How many are in that program right now, do you know?
There's only 5 children in there right now, so we definitely have room. I think that's our area where we could grow the most. So we have openings there, and if it does go to all the kindergarten, we'll obviously have to tweak that program a little bit just for the after school, but the children who come 1st through 4th grade after school, also they continue their academic day until their parent picks them up. It's a fun academic academic day, but we definitely keep their minds going until that 5 o'clock pickup.
And I'm going to guess that over time, of course, you know, at one point it was probably just a daycare, a child care center. But as those things have come up and we see how important it is to get kids learning in a very fun and age-appropriate way. You know, you talk about science in the morning for the toddlers and things like that, but it's obviously they're learning things that are very age-appropriate, but really, really getting them ready to get into that next step, that preschool and that kindergarten.
Absolutely. All kinds of studies show that how prepared a child is for kindergarten can determine how successful they'll be in their academic career. So that's kind of our goal, is for WePAL's children to enter kindergarten you know, one step ahead of the game, ready to learn and very prepared for how school kind of works and functions. So
great, safe, fun place for the kids to be as far as the child care part is concerned, but also much more than that as it's evolved. Great program. How many kids in overall then?
Our enrollment sticks right around 70 children. So we're a smaller facility for the Steele County area, and that's something we pride ourselves on, being that you know, we have a family atmosphere. All the staff know every kid and their family and their brothers and sisters. So we try to stick right around that 70 mark.
Okay. Well, there are some fun things I know that are happening. Next week is Imaginary Trip.
Yeah, and this is a long-standing tradition at WePALS that I'm very excited to get to see for the first time. Imaginary Trip Week is next week, and each room transforms into a destination that the children travel to and then learn all about. So our baby room is going to be turned into a pet shop.
Okay.
Something kind of fun for the little kids. Our toddler room will be a jungle, so they're learning this week all about the animals they're going to encounter.
Sure.
And all that goes into a jungle. Our 3-year-old preschool room is going to be a construction zone.
Okay.
Our 4-year-old preschool room is going to be Candyland.
Okay.
And then our Big Pals elementary age room is going to be Never Never Land. So
I like that. I was thinking you were going to that it was more destination oriented, but I like the fact that it's not necessarily. It is destination, but I was thinking like trip, vacation someplace. But these are. I like the construction room, and that's, what a great concept.
Yeah, so they can learn all about what goes into a construction zone, and we leave that up to the teacher, kind of what they want to do. So
okay, all right, very fun. Yeah. There's a summer enrichment program too. I think that you guys are getting
we're
in
just
place.
finishing up the final planning of our summer enrichment program, and that's for children K through 5. In June, they're going to be reading Little House on the Prairie series together, and then all their science and history lessons will go off of Little House on the Prairie. They're going to go over to Village of Yesteryear and the new History Center and do a few field trips around that. And then in July, kind of the same idea, Harry Potter is going to be the theme of the month. It's J.K. Rowling's birthday in July, so they're going to play off of that and have a birthday party. In addition to that, the classroom is going to be having a classroom economy where they get paid every Friday.
Okay.
They have to balance their accounts and kind of learn about math in a fun, different way.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and then we also take advantage of all of the great amenities we have at this West Hills facility. The pool, we coordinate the swimming lessons for the children during the day so that the parents don't have to worry about it at night.
That's a nice feature.
Yeah, we have a theater camp at the Little Theater Stage. We go over to the Art Center and do an art camp. So we have a lot of awesome things, you know, within walking distance from us. So we definitely
see the
take
kids trekking and trooping around West Hills, we'll know that's what it's all about for the summer enrichment program. That is wonderful.
Yeah.
You do, and I know it is a very family atmosphere, and I know we've talked about that before with previous director, and there are things like casino night and things that really get all the families together.
Exactly.
You have that coming up not too long from now.
Yep, it's going to be on May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, at the Owatonna Country Club, and this will be our second year holding the casino night. So we bring in Diamond Joe's Casino, brings in tables and you know, snacks, and we have a good time with the parents and then any other community member who wants to join us, and that's a fundraiser, and the goal for that, being a nonprofit child care center, is to just keep the cost down for our families and make it an affordable option.
Okay. Are there other fundraisers then that you have throughout the year?
This is our major one for the whole community. We do, you know, some things that are similar to what a school does, the Steve's Meat Market and butter braids, little things like that, but this is our main time for the community to get involved with WePALS.
Okay. If someone wants more information about WePALS and for their children, how do they best get a hold of you, or who do they end up talking to?
They can give us a call at 507-451-8355 or go to our website, which is wepalschildcarecenter.org.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you are going to have a long and successful career here. It sounds like you're a good fit and very enthusiastic about it, and sounds like they're very lucky to have you. So
Thank
Jenna,
you so much.
It's been a pleasure having you on the program again, and I'm sure we will at another time as well.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
We'll take a break for our supporters, and we'll be back to wrap today up.
Hi, I'm Mike.
And I'm Jake with Napa Auto Parts.
Napa has the know-how for all your automotive needs.
Napa is a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
The Owatonna Care Center is excited to announce our new partnership with Dr. Middle and Dr. Wilcox of Long-Term Care Professionals. This partnership ensures that residents can be seen right here at the Owatonna Care Center when needed. With this special on-site care, long-term care professionals will be delivering to our facility. Our goal is to decrease hospital visits and ensure special one-on-one care for each resident. Long-term care professionals and the Owatonna Care Center are dedicated to improving the clinical management for our residents, ensuring that they receive the highest quality of care.
Did you know that it is illegal in the city of Owatonna to host or allow a gathering where minors will be consuming alcoholic beverages on your property or in your residence? Did you know it is illegal to provide minors with alcohol unless they are your own kids, in your own home, and you are present? Underage drinking leads to increased risks of future chemical dependency, engaging in more serious criminal activity, and becoming a victim of a crime. Please help keep our kids and our community safe by not encouraging, hosting, or allowing underage drinking. This is a message from the Owatonna Police Department and the Safe and Drug-Free Coalition of Steele County.
And it's time to wrap up on this Wednesday, February 29th with a few announcements. Don't forget, we've mentioned it previously, but this evening is the Pizza Ranch fundraiser for the Owatonna Hospital Auxiliary. That is going on tonight from 5 to 9 o'clock. Some of the proceeds made this evening at Pizza Ranch will go to support your Owatonna Hospital Auxiliary and the things that they support, which are unbudgeted items and scholarships for students in the nursing and health-related fields. Hometown Sampler Concert Series. It is the 19th annual for music supporting the Steele County Food Shelf. It is this Friday and Saturday, March 2nd and 3rd. Both of those shows are at 7 p.m. at the Little Theater of Owatonna. On Sunday, there are 2 shows this year, so they've added another one. It has constantly been a popular event, so on Sunday there will be shows at both 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock. Mile 5 Band, the Gogs, Bad Tangerines, Hot and Bothered will be your musical entertainment, and your MCs will be John Havelka and Dave Otto, and you are asked to come on and participate, bring food shelf items, make cash donations for the food shelf to really do some restocking at this time of year, and they appreciate it all, and you will appreciate the great music and entertainment that you have. We remind you, too, coming up starting this weekend, the Owatonna Public School Student Art Exhibition at grades K through 12 will be going on at the Owatonna Art Center. Starts March 4th and will go all the way through the 25th. Of course, remember that the gallery hours at the Art Center are 1 to 5 Tuesday through Sunday, and they are closed on Mondays. The Owatonna Foundation is announcing $15,000 available to students planning technical careers. April 10th is the deadline for traditional Owatonna Foundation scholarship applications. It is $15,000 available to assist students who will be attending non-four-year programs at technical and community colleges to prepare themselves for a technical career. So please get a hold of the Career Center at your school. It could be either El Shaddai, Owatonna High School, or the Christian School. Coming up on Friday's show, stormwater management and the Owatonna Businesswoman Woman of Achievement coming up. We'll see you then.